So now we have the task of defining our loss function.
This video is brought to you by EpiPies Academy.
Okay, so now let's go on a new line after our predict function, and now let's type in a new function. This will be a loss function, and loss function will basically take in two parameters. The first one will be the prediction, which is given out by our model, and the second one will be the actual value. So let's call this the labels. Okay, so this basically compares the value of prediction to the value of labels. Okay, so ideally if the value of prediction and the value of labels is the same, then the loss function should give back a value of 0. Okay, so that is because you are exactly the equation, your curve is basically exactly where it should be, and that is why it should get a loss of 0. Okay, so then now let's implement this method. And now inside this, let's define a new variable. Let's define a new constant called error. And now let's make this basically the first step which we want to do over here is that we want to subtract labels from prediction. Okay, so we'll do prediction dot subtract, and let's put in labels over here. And now we basically can leave the error value like this as well, but with this we can also end up with negative values which can be problematic later on, because all we have to do is we want to minimize the loss. So if you end up getting a negative value, it can go on being more and more negative, which can be problematic. Okay, so over here, in order to avoid the negative values, we simply square, because the square of all of the negative numbers is also a positive number. And now we just calculate the mean of it. Okay, and then all we have to do is we have to return the value of error. Okay, so this is a very simple loss function which just takes in two parameters, just calculates the difference in between them, and then basically squares the loss or squares the value of error and gives it back. Okay, so next up we have to define a new function which is called the optimizer function, or basically it will learn to predict the behavior, or basically it will handle the training part of our AI model. Okay, so now to do that, let's add a new function, and this is going to be an asynchronous function. Okay, asynchronous basically tells the compiler that this function will not stop the execution of the browser. So basically until if the browser opens this file, then it will import all of these things. It will go on like this, and after it comes up to the async function, it immediately goes ahead. So the execution of the async function happens side by side. Okay, so now we have an async function, and the name of this function will be train. And now this will take in three arguments. The first one is xs, then we have ys, and then we have the number of iterations. Okay, so now basically we need to define the number of iterations over here. So now let's go to the top of the file, and now let's just define number of iterations over here. So we have a new constant, let's call this number of iterations, and let's make this equal to, let's say, 75. Okay, so basically we are training the whole model 75 number of times. Okay, and then what we have to do is we have to again add a new variable which will be called a new constant, and let's call this the optimizer, and let's give this a good optimizer. So now you have to put in TensorFlow dot train, and now the optimizer which we are using over here is called stochastic gradient descent or stochastic gradient descent. So it is sgd dot sgd, and inside this let's just put in another argument which will basically tell how fast the AI model or the machine learning model should learn, and for that we need to put in another variable called learning rate. And now let's define the value of learning rate over here, and let's make this equal to 0.5. Okay, so now with this we have defined our optimizer and also the number of iterations. Okay, so now let's go into the async function. We'll come back to the SGD optimizer. We have a whole lot of different optimizers, and we'll come back to these optimizers shortly after we finish the writing of the program. Okay, so for now just understand that the stochastic gradient descent basically changes the values of all of these constants or all of the parameters in our program, and that is when we give it a final goal to minimize the value of loss. Okay, so that is what we are writing in over here. Okay, so now all we have to do is now we have to start in a new for loop. Okay, so now for okay, so over here we have a variable I, and now let's just make I equal to 0 initially, and now we have to run this up till I is less than the number of iterations, and we have to basically increase the value of I. Okay, and now inside the loop we have to first tell the optimizer what it has to do. So now let's call in the optimizer over here, and now let's use the minimize method. So we are calling optimizer, and now we are telling it to minimize, and inside this we have to basically give in the value of the loss function. Okay, so now the minimize function takes in an arrow function. Okay, so now inside this let's first define another constant, and let's call this prediction or pred, and let's make this equal to the predict value of xs. Okay, so predict is the function which we have created over here, which basically takes in a value and gives in the corresponding polynomial value, or the ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus c. So this will basically give back axs cube plus bxs square plus c into xs plus d. Okay, and then now we have to basically calculate the loss. So let's return, and let's calculate the loss from the predicted value. So it is pred, and now we have to compare it with the actual value, which is ys. Okay, so now let's add a semicolon over here, and then finally what we have to do is we have to wait up till the browser actually refreshes the frame, so that we are not freezing the browser. So over here let's add in a new await word, and inside await we have to put in tf dot next frame. Okay, so with this we have completed the train function. So let's recap what we have done up till now. We have defined a loss function which takes in two parameters and calculates the difference between the two parameters, then squares it and then calculates the mean of all of the values, and then it returns the loss value. Then we declared three constants over here. The first one is the number of iterations, so the number of times we want to keep the training process running. Then we have the learning rate. Then we have defined the optimizer, which is a stochastic gradient descent, and then we have implemented the train function which takes in three parameters. The first one is the x value, then the corresponding y value, and then the number of iterations. Then we define a for loop which runs until the number of iterations are satisfied, and then we basically tell the optimizer to minimize the value of loss, and then we just wait up till the next frame.